You are not a sensei. You're a con man.
Hiya.
Welcome to Hiya. We are back. We were sick. We're doing a movie review. We are reviewing Ninja Part 2, Shadow of the Tear, right?
That's correct.
Okay, but before we do, I would like to do some shout-outs and some thank you for our new subscribers and our new viewers. We have a new subscriber named Maxwell's Explorations, so thank you very much for subscribing and tuning in. And we also got a comment from our last movie review of the first Revenge of the Ninja. And this is from A in this showcase. Okay? He says, Ninja Sentai Kakaranger is the...
Kakaranger.
How do you say it then?
I don't know, but it sounds
Stop
funny to
laughing
me.
at me. Alright, anyway, Ninja Sentai Kakaranger is the 18th installment of the Super Sentai Tokusatsu series in Japan. My third favorite Sentai series. It's what Power Rangers is adapted from. Sho Kosugi actually makes an appearance in a couple of episodes. Last August, Kakaranger had a 30th anniversary movie special with all the cast returning. Kane still got the moves. One site that I can recommend that has the movie for viewing is called Toku Fund. So thank you very much for commenting, watching, liking, subscribing.
Yes, we certainly appreciate the input.
Absolutely.
We hope our viewers will check that out.
Yes.
Always glad to hear from anybody who's got something that we all might find interesting to watch or check out.
Absolutely.
Before we get into the movie review, I want to apologize that we haven't done a regular show in a little bit.
Yeah.
So here's the dealio. The next show will be a regular ninja show, and it's just going to kind of be what it means to be a ninja in today's society, how you can adapt some of those principles. And to be honest with you people, I'm just really trying to put you off a couple weeks on the weather. It stayed colder longer than we thought. The groundhog screwed us over.
Yeah.
And we got the 6 extra weeks of winter. And I'm just not one to go out into the cold, so I apologize for that. So I'm going to come up with this show and maybe one more. And then regardless of the weather, I just decided moments before this show started. The first weapon that we will explore, if you guys have any and you want to get them out and mess with them a little bit or check out some technique videos, will be the size. Yes, it's what in Ninja Turtle people, if you know the Ninja Turtles, those are the cool little pitchforky looking things that Raphael used.
Yeah.
So, within a couple weeks, regardless of the weather, we're going to do the size because they're fairly small, and even though we don't have high ceilings, I think we could pull off a few basic techniques indoors if we had to.
That'll be fun.
So look forward to that. Like I said, next week I'm just going to do some basic today's applications of how using ninja techniques could be useful to you and what they would mean in today's world, as we're not living in the 1700s anymore. So I just wanted to let you know we're not done doing. We're not going to just do movie reviews. We haven't forgot about the other stuff. Just been trying to put you off a little bit because of the weather. But I think next week's show will be really interesting. So make sure you tune in for that. So let's get into the movie review now. Mm-hmm. Ninja Part 2, Shadow of a Tear.
Yes.
Okay, you remember a couple weeks ago we watched the first one. I went to New York and kept the chest from the other ninja and blah, blah, blah. At the end, it shows the two of them instructing at the dojo back in Japan together. So part 2, apparently they got married. Scott Adkins and the girl, I don't recall her name.
Mika Hiji.
There you go. And Scott Adkins is in town. He wants to buy her a nice piece of jewelry. I don't know, wedding present, newlywed present, just because present, whatever. And these two thugs see him, and they hold him up with these tanto knives. Of course, Scott Adkins beats the crap out of him, but they do keep his wallet, so they have his address. Later that night, it turns out she's pregnant. And so she's having cravings at night, and she sends Scott out for, Casey is his character's name.
Yeah.
Sends Casey out to get her some chocolate and seaweed.
like pickles and ice
While
cream
he's
here.
out, the guys that robbed him earlier that day broke in, killed his wife. He came back to find this out because he left his wallet at home. And so she got killed. They used some type of tool with a piece of barbed wire around it and killed her. So the next scene is at her funeral. Kane Kosugi, of all people, shows up. Apparently he was a very close friend, said she was like a sister to him. So obviously, before he moved to Burma, they were close. And he tells Casey he should come and train at his dojo, get his mind off things, blah, blah, blah. Casey says maybe, but he's got some other things to take care of first. As you can imagine, you don't kill a ninja's wife without some retribution. So he finds the guys that held him up on the street and killed his wife. And he locates them by going and interrogating their dojo and all this, that, and the other. Anyways, he kills them. Tells the one guy, asks the one guy, are you ready to die? And the guy says, no. And he says...
Who is?
He says, neither was she. And, ugh. So, I thought that was nice that he got some justice for his wife.
Yeah.
So,
Vengeance.
then after he gets his retribution, he goes over to Burma where Kane Kosugi's dojo is, and he's training with them.
Kane's all grown up, by the way.
And he loses control during the training. He's struggling with his emotions on account his wife was just killed.
And their baby, unborn baby.
So he comes back, and he's supposed to go pick some fruit, but the other guy offers to go pick it for him instead, and ends up dead with the same barbed wire scar around his neck like his wife had when she was killed. So Kane Kosugi tells him that there's this guy named Goro who was the son of a third brother. There was the old Soki that got killed in the last movie, and then there was another brother, and then there was another brother. And basically, he tells them that there's a son of one of those three brothers that wants revenge on his master, his father-in-law. His wife's the old Soki from the last movie. And he says that that's probably who killed his wife, and now they're after him out of revenge from something that happened a bunch of years ago. So Casey wants to find this Goro dude, that's the alleged son doing all the killing. So he goes to the village and he starts asking around, and he finds out where his little camp is, or what have you. He gets all his ninja shit together, he makes all these homemade weapons like any good ninja would, Makes some poison out of some fish parts. I'm all about making.
I'm all about poison.
I'm all about making
rings.
your own poison and killing somebody with your own poison, because that's cool. And it appeals to my wife's witchy side, so she likes that kind of thing too.
Amen.
But at any rate, he goes in there, he kills all these people, and this Goro dude acts like he don't know what the hell he's talking about, but he kills him anyway. He goes back and he's talking with Kane Kosugi, telling him how he killed Goro and this and that and the other. And the guy brings in this package and he sets it down, and Casey notices that this guy's Tonto knife has the same symbol on it as the guy's that he fought with that killed his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts putting two and two together in his head. And it turns out Kane Kosugi set the whole thing up. Had his wife killed. Had the other guy killed. Told him this wild story about Goro being out revengeful. Here's the thing, Goro was a drug lord. Well, it turns out Kane Kosugi was the opposing drug lord. And the whole thing was just a ruse to get Casey to come over to Burma and take out his competition. So, and this is where I thought that the writing could have been a little bit better in the movie.
Yeah.
He confronts Kane Kosugi about this. He's like, I figured all this crap out, bro. You set me up to kill your competition. And Kane Kosugi simply says this, well, you found me out. So you really only have two choices. Either join me or we have to fight to the death. Really? That's
the choice.
That's how they wrote the end of this movie, which I thought was a big flaw in it. I mean,
the movie was great.
He should have just confronted him, and Kane should have just tried to kill him at that point, and then the fight should have been royal. You don't offer somebody a choice after you killed their wife.
Right.
Hey, you want to join me, Chief?
Right.
It'd be cool. If not, I'm going to kill you, though.
Who's going to join you after you kill
So
your
naturally, Kosugi and Casey have a big showdown, and Casey wins, of course. And then the other people in the dojo actually thank Casey because they had no idea what Kane was up to with all the drugs and stuff either. So whoever the highest students are took over the school there, and it went on to not be a drug mule place or whatever, and the movie ended. And that's pretty much the summary of the movie. I think Shelley's got some info. First of all, I always like to start with this question. Shelley, what did you think about the movie?
I loved it. My favorite part of the whole thing was the fight scene between Kane Kosugi and Scott Adkins. The fight was so tight. Yeah, it was just... Sorry, I had something popped up on the video. The fight was really tight. It was so well choreographed. And you could tell that they were both, real martial artists. You know what I mean? It wasn't like some...
I didn't research this part, but I would have to assume, with both actors' background, that they probably both played a very involved role in the choreography of the fight scenes. And that's probably why the scene between the two of them was so good and so well oriented and whatnot, because you're talking about two really experienced martial artists and two really experienced guys at making martial arts movies. So the choreography was there.
It was great.
Most likely.
It was so well done and so well choreographed. It was really good. I have more stuff to talk about that.
Okay. Hey, when we run out of ninja movies, we are going to be doing some other martial arts movies. And speaking of choreography, there's a guy by the name of Jeff Speakman. He made only one movie that I know of. He might have made some other minor movies, I'm not sure. But as far as an actor goes, he only made one movie. It's called The Perfect Weapon. But the interesting thing about Jeff Speakman is he did the choreography for most martial arts movies in the late 80s, early 90s. And The Perfect Weapon's a really awesome martial arts movie, so you should check it out, because I'm sure once we're done with ninja movies and start doing other martial arts movies, that's one of the ones at the top of my list. So I just wanted to bring that up to go along with the choreography. Check that movie out. We'll definitely review it someday. Jeff Speakman is awesome. He uses a couple whipping sticks and just beats the crap out of people with them. I've never seen anybody better with a couple Eskrima sticks. He's super fast. You'll enjoy it. If you watch that movie, you'll enjoy it. So, I digress. Go right ahead with your fun facts and trivia.
Okay, well, I had some trivia, but Daniel Sensei surprised me, and you knew this, but one of my trivia is, what is the name of the ancient Japanese techniques used by Casey Bowman to manipulate his opponent's pain receptors? Do you know that one?
I don't think I did answer that.
Oh, you didn't. I'm sorry. You answered one. It's coming. Sorry, my bad. Okay, well, anyway, that Japanese techniques used were called Kyusho Jitsu. And its relevance to the film, while it's not directly stated, during a key fight scene, Casey appears to target specific pressure points on his opponent, which aligns with the concept of Kyusho Jitsu. So he must have put that in, you know what I mean? Like,
so it's like when Chosen taught Danielson how to hit and
That's
paralyze the victim, huh?
that's exactly what it reminded me of. Cobra Kai. We're going to be talking about that in our next segment. But did you know that 2 brief shots of an unsimulated cockfighting had to be cut out so that the film could be distributed in the UK?
I did not know
The
that.
cockfight was not staged, it was real. That was a real cockfight. And apart from that part that they had to edit out, it is completely uncensored. During filming, Scott Adkins suffered a back injury, requiring his stunt double, Brahim Cobb, to perform some of his signature kicks in certain scenes.
Are you sure that was Brahim and not Broham?
It was his Broham.
I'm just
His
saying.
ninja
Could have
brother.
been Broham.
Alright, the movie is known for its intense, almost completely uncensored fight sequences with minimal editing. So most of them are done in one take. Is that amazing?
That's pretty good.
That is amazing. Okay, this is what I was talking about in the beginning. The knife that is shown in the fight after Casey buys the pendant, it's a Japanese ceremonial knife. What is it called?
It's called a Tanto.
A tanto, T-A-N-T-O. Yep. So,
And
Sensei
a
Daniel
Tanto
knew
comes
that.
in a variety of length and blades. Some of them come with such a lengthy blade that it almost looks like a short sword. They come with like a 22-inch freaking blade.
Yikes.
That's pretty darn long for a knife.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them come with like a 9-inch blade, like what you would see in the movie if you watch it. I'm looking to get some.
I have a question. What do you know what length constitutes it to stop being a knife and become a sword?
I don't think there's a specific set of rules. There's
Right.
just,
just
this is
curious.
a ninjato sword, this is a katana sword, this is a tanto knife, and there's a variety. There's probably some swords that may be shorter than the longest knives. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
I
came
guess
to
it
mind.
depends on what they're designed to be used for. If they're designed to be used for sword type activities, then I guess they're a sword.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's gonna be like, hey, you can't stab me with that tanto. That's not how you use that thing.
I don't think they'll have time to even say anything. They'll be dead. Don't you think?
Exactly my point.
That's how ninjas roll, right? Okay, did you know the fight scene with Ron Smorenberg in the dojo? There's a fight scene in the dojo. That was done in one single take. That's pretty cool. While shooting the torture scene, remember Scott Adkins was tied to the chair?
Yeah, and they
All right.
were burning them with the iron.
Yes, well, in real life, Scott Adkins was so sweaty that drops of sweat started to fall on the floor from his shirtless body. So after an hour, there was a huge sweaty puddle under the chair that Adkins was tied to. And so after that scene, the set had to totally be cleaned. I just thought that was kind of a weird, stinky fun fact. Ninja Shadow of a Tear is also known as Ninja 2. It is a sequel. The tear symbolizes Casey's grief for his wife and unborn baby, and it signifies that his grief is always in the shadows. And that's what's motivating him in the movie.
Well, that's also what's messing with him, too. As you remember, Kane Kosugi makes him do the firewalk.
Yeah.
To try and win over the emotional battle in his head, because he's like, he can't lose to your emotions.
Right. You have to mind over matter kind of thing.
And that being said, I got to tell you, no matter what state of mind I was in, I could never do a firewalk. You ain't getting me to walk across no hot coals. I'm sorry.
I don't know. No. It depends if you have control over, if you're a good meditator or whatever. I don't know that I could do it. Not. I really don't know. I'm
really too rational for that.
See, I'm not. I'm very easy to visualize, and you know what I mean? So, like, if I'm really cold, I'll visualize being on a beach, and then I'll get warmer, or vice versa. It's a visualization technique, mind over matter.
Maybe when I was younger, but I find now that I am older, I would never make a good martial artist or a ninja because I don't want to be hurting. I don't want my knuckles.
It takes us too long to heal.
I don't want my knuckles to be hurting all the time.
Or my face.
Yeah, breaking boards sounds cool, but it sounds like it would hurt my knuckles, and I'm just too old for that shit.
Well, it takes us too long to heal, dude.
That's why my ninja specialties...
We're not 50s, man.
That's why my ninja specialties lie in the weapons. I mean, you can bring your black belt ass on, and you ain't gonna chop shit when I cut your fucking arms off, okay? So, that's how I roll.
Yeah.
I don't need to break a board. I'm gonna cut a head off. That's how we're gonna do that.
You said you're gonna be a head cutter.
Yes, definitely.
And like I said, that's a great way to go.
Yeah, I will
because
cut
without
that
a head...
I don't need to fight these damn kids anymore. You know what I'm saying?
We're too old for
that shit. I'll cut your damn arms off, and then we'll see how well you fight. I mean, little assholes will probably still headbutt me, I'll get a broken nose.
They'll gang up on you. That's how they roll.
Yeah, I know.
10 against 1.
Well, let this be said, too. Let this be said. When you think of ninjas, you think of bladed weapons usually and chain weapons. But, like I said, it ain't not the 1700s anymore, Chief. Bring your gang. Because I believe in guns, too.
Can I just say...
I believe in guns, too. Let me just say that. A lot of people would think that I don't believe in guns because I'm always preaching ninja weaponry. I'm a believer. I like them.
All right.
I wish. Bring on the guns. I'm for them. I don't want anybody to be confused about that. We're red-blooded American believers in guns around here. And that's the way it is.
America. All right. Anyway, when you were talking about the weapons, though, I thought that was one of the most disgusting weapons I've ever seen. It's like a barbed wire on this thing, and they say, and the barbed wire goes around the neck, and That was the most disgusting way to die, I think. Well, one of the most disgusting.
Oh, I was
I have
gonna
one
say,
more fact about the movie.
You go right ahead.
Do you know where the movie was filmed? Take a wild gander. Guess.
England.
Bangkok, Thailand.
Oh, that was my first guess.